going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Arcus Garage, an automotive YouTube channel where I give you the ins and outs of car knowledge. And in today's episode, we're going to be learning a lot. We're going to be learning why SUVs have become so popular in the United States. So sports cars have been slowly becoming less popular in the US, and SUVs have been all the crave and have become the new favorite child of the automotive world. But why is that? I mean, 15, 20 years ago, people wanted the hottest new sports car that are now wanting an SUV. Why has it shifted? Why has it changed? Why has the culture as a whole changed as a dynamic? And there have been analysts and data collectors who have compiled all this information and data to see why SUVs have been the new crave. But I want to know, is it worth it? Are SUVs safer? What really happened to cars and why are SUVs so popular? I have given you a list of 5 things on why I believe SUVs have been all the new crave. And before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to not miss any of my new videos coming out every Tuesday. Let's go check them out. And we're going to start with number 5, which is spacious and roomy. So within the past 10, 15, 20 years, SUVs have really been bigger and more spacious. They've been able to accommodate more people and more stuff. So we have a little chart behind us that's going to show us the difference between a 1990 Ford Explorer and a brand new 2020 Ford Explorer, and really see the dimensions and how much SUVs have increased and improved as a whole. So back in 1996, a Ford Explorer was 185 inches long from the front bumper to the rear bumper. Now, a Ford Explorer is 200 inches long. So it's increased about 15 inches, which if we do the math to that, that is about a 7% increase in change. So next on the list we have the width from side to side. It was 70 inches wide. Now it's 79 inches wide, which is a huge 13% increase. And the height was 67 inches high and now has become 70 inches. And that is a 6% increase in change. And lastly, the cubic feet, or the amount of cargo room or space you can put in a Ford Explorer in 1996, was measured at 68 cubic feet. And in 2020, that number has increased. Whoa, that's terrible. There we go. 88 cubic feet, which is a huge 30% increase. So we can see just by doing the math that SUVs have really increased in size and have become much more spacious. So spacious and roomy has been a huge improvement for SUVs. And for my math junkies, I double checked my math, and that's actually a 22% increase, not a 30% increase. But still, nonetheless, huge improvement. So that's number 5. Now we're going to see number 4. And coming in at number 4 is practicality and versatility. SUVs have so much versatility when it comes to all the kinds of things they can do. Whether it's hauling more stuff, you can haul canoes, you can haul kayaks, you can haul camping gear, you can move people, you can do so much because of that space that we saw in the previous slide, how big they are. They hold more stuff and they hold more people. Most SUVs start seating 5 and you can go to 7 or 8 because there's just more seats in an SUV. And the towing capabilities are a huge advantage over cars. They can tow and cars cannot tow. They have that capability and strength and durability. They're safer. SUVs give you more of a visibility. You're sitting higher up. You have a better, safer look of the road. You have a bigger view of the road, and they're known to be safer in accidents as well. And of course, the visibility, as I stated, is huge. You can see most of the road. You're high up. You have a great view of what's in front of you, your mirrors, and even the lighting. At nighttime, when your lights are on, you have a bigger, broader view of everything at night, so it's not as dark. Another big advantage SUVs have over cars is ground clearance. You're higher up, which means yes, you have more clearance from the bottom of the car to the ground, which means you don't have to worry as much hitting stuff when you're driving around. You can drive freely. It's just a big selling point for sure. And of course, usability. They're so usable, they're rugged, they're strong, very tough, and you can put them off-road if you need to. You can drive around, and the options for usability is huge. Now, number 3 is going to be about sportiness, because this has been a major improvement for SUVs. So we're going to go back to the Ford Explorer example. The design language has changed so much. SUVs are no longer ugly and slow. They look great. They have attractive body lines. They have great fenders. The design altogether has improved substantially. I mean, you don't need a sports car to really have a sporty car these days. And this is a huge selling point because SUVs in the early 90s, mid 2000s were big, were bulky, they looked terrible, but now they have such an attractive appearance to them and they look so great, which leads me to my next point. And coming in at number 2 is performance. I mean, today you don't need a performance car to get, well, performance. Today, a mid-sized SUV is probably faster than a sports car 20 years ago. People were connecting SUVs with big, bulky land yachts. They were super underpowered and they had terrible gas mileage. I mean, the average SUV was getting between 80 and 150 horsepower. And for reference, a brand new Honda Civic coming out of the factory makes about 200 horsepower. And these were huge, bulky, heavy SUVs. So you can imagine how terrible they were. Now, there's no more trade-off. You can get a big, spacious, luxurious SUV that has 3, 4, even 500 horsepower. I mean, look at this Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. This gets 707 horsepower from an SUV, and that's well over supercar numbers. And mainly, auto manufacturers are knowing this. They're discontinuing their cars because they're not selling as much, and they realize they can get performance and practicality in SUVs. I mean, just look at Ford and GM. They've discontinued almost all of their sedans in North America, and they're strictly working on SUVs. And automakers across the world are realizing this fact, and they're really changing quick. And here is a great example of what I was talking about earlier. A 1999 Acura NSX made 270 horsepower, whereas today's base level Chevy Tahoe makes 355 horsepower. So you can see a very well respected sports car just doesn't match up with today's performance figures. It's a huge improvement for SUVs. If you've liked this video so far, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out, guys. Now, let me tell you the number 1 reason why I believe SUVs are superior over sedans. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. And the numbers show it. On my board, I have 4 SUVs listed. I have a Mazda CX-9, a Ford Explorer, yet again, a Honda Pilot, and a Jeep Wrangler. And it shows by the numbers that the miles per gallon and the fuel consumption has improved substantially within the past 15, 10, even 5 years. So we're gonna go down the list and show just how much the numbers have improved. So you see all the C's and H's, that's city miles and highway miles. So for our first on the list, the Mazda CX-9, we can see that it did 16 miles per gallon in the city and 22 on the highway. Now we're gonna write in the 2020 numbers. And there it is, 22 miles per gallon in the city and 28 miles per gallon on the highway. And this is a big SUV, mind you. So the next up is the 2005 Ford Explorer. This SUV would get 16 in the city and 21 on the highway. Now, a 2020 Ford Explorer gets, whoa, 27 in the city and 29 on the highway. Those are huge numbers compared 15 years ago with the same exact model. It shows you how amazing SUVs have become. All right, up next, a 2005 Honda Pilot got 17 in the city and 22 on the highway. A 2020 Honda Pilot gets, yet again, another huge improvement. 20 in the city, 27 on the highway. And last, one of the most unaerodynamic vehicles on the road. It's just a big box. A 2007 Jeep Wrangler got 18 in the city and 22 on the highway. Now a 2020 Wrangler, although still a big box driving down the road, they didn't change the styling much, gets 22 in the city and 29 on the highway. I mean, for not changing the design and doing so much engineering, those are huge numbers. Efficiency has improved so much within the past 15, 10 years, and those were astronomical numbers. And that is it, guys. Those are my 5 reasons on why I believe SUVs have become superior in North America and slowly across the world. They have so much usability, versatility, they're practical, they're safer, they have more space, they're bigger, they're super efficient, and they're sporty. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate your support. Smash that subscribe button. Help me get to 100 subs.
I don't know why I did this,
but help me get to 100 subs. I appreciate all the love and support. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of RQ's Garage, and we'll see you on the next one.